Welcome back to episode 4 of the Daily High with Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. It's a Monday morning. The US stock market's closed, but Bitcoin is interesting. Very interesting. How are you, Tone Vase?
I'm good. I'm good. It was a good weekend. Good professional football games. The final game last night was wow, down to the wire. And yeah, the whole ETF thing, man. I spent so much time this weekend trying to figure out what's going on with all of these Bitcoin ETFs and how much Bitcoin they actually hold to back these ETF products. I have like this awesome spreadsheet going. I'm gonna do a screen share of that. So there's been a lot of been a busy weekend, man.
Yeah, I mean that's fantastic. As I know I'm supposed to be your co-host here, but I'm your biggest fan, and I can't wait to see what you've got for us. You might have noticed I'm wearing my brown shirt, my Johnny Manziel brown shirt. It's disappointing for us, but I've been a Browns fan for nearly 20 years, and I don't know. I had a good year. This was a fun year. We weren't a total disgrace. Bringing Joe Flacco out on a wheelchair, that was fine. He's 2 years older than me, so there's still a chance. For me, I think there's still a chance I get a call up at this point. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah, that game, man, that was uh well, wait, I just want to make sure we're live streaming, so I'm just like looking at our YouTube channel. And yeah, that was crazy. I should have I don't have it here. I don't have it here with me in Panama, but I have like a Sharks jersey from one of your rugby teams down there in Australia. Man, it was funny. I was somewhere. I was in Cape Town, and I was doing a meetup and stuff, and people came from all over. Um, and one of the guys came from like Durban or like somewhere in like middle of nowhere, Australia, and brings me this shark jersey. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Should I put it on? And apparently, I was in a place where like you get like mugged for wearing this jersey. And I was like, no, 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 don't put this one on.
Yeah, man, that's a Sharks jersey. See, in Australian sports, in rugby, I'm a Panthers man. We've won three in a row, three championships in a row. So it's not all. There's a silver lining to all. I'm a big sports guy, as
All
are
right, well,
you.
we should go to the charts. I think we have another trade coming up, huh?
Yes. All right. I'll go first tonight because I think you got an advantage last time, and I by winning by so much. All right. So $1,000 starting initial capital. My entry price has to change to current price. What are we at right now, Tone? It is 660. We'll call it 660. 21x leverage. I am long John Silver. That's my position. I'm handing back screen share to you. It's your turn to enter the
All right.
trade.
Well, I'm going to screen share. I have already set up my trade as well. If I go to float, I am also going long, and it was what was it? 42,600, right?
660. 660.
660. But I only set my leverage to 15, and I'm also
Mm-hmm.
going long. So this means that if
Yep.
we go up, if we actually end up going down from here,
Yeah.
I will lose less money than you, and I will win the bet. So even
It's
though I
it's
am long, in order for me to win today's trading
Mhm.
competition, the price actually needs to fall, and I lose less money.
It's the price is right in this game that we're
Yeah,
playing here because like you win by losing at this point.
right.
You'll lose less. And that's the fun part of the game. We don't know our leverage. We don't know what each other's leverage is going to be. So I chose 21x leverage because I needed an obscure number to try and capitalize on Tone here.
Right. And I used 15, and maybe I should have gone, all in with that. What's the max leverage we can use? 100?
Yeah, 100, you could use 100x. Yeah. I mean, this is a mock simulator. You could theoretically put 1,000 in, I suppose. But let's pretend that I didn't say that because I might need that one time.
All right. So
All
I'm
right.
only at 15. Okay. So I am bullish here. So I do want to explain why I'm bullish. There's probably the one thing that we've been not been doing in the show. Why did we do what we did? So
Yeah.
some people in the live chat are saying this is like too short of a time. These trades really should be 24-hour trades. But so I'm on the 1 hour chart, and this was a crazy nice bounce on the 1 hour chart here. It happened on a green diamond, even though there was a green diamond earlier. There was a double in a row green diamond. And even if I go to on this 1 hour chart, I don't like the fact that I can draw a slightly downward sloping trend line, but this move off the low last night was very, very strong. And this short-term 1 hour consolidation, I really like, even though it is coming off a red star candle. I think that next hour, we are going to go a little bit higher. So here I can draw a horizontal line, and I do think we are likely to break it. Now, we can still reverse off of this downward sloping trend line, but that's going to happen after this trade already completes. So until this trade completes, I still think there is some more upside over the next few hours, and maybe even more so. This is one of those days where people are still, what do you call it? Like absorbing all the ETF news, which we are going to talk about. And on a really short-term chart, like 5-10 minute, again, you have this downward sloping trend line, which is bearish. But when you have these trend lines for so long, I do think this is very likely to break out. We're above the moving averages. So I am bullish here short term. Do you want to say anything about the short term chart and why you entered this trade?
I can do my analysis in a minute, mate. But I'm very, very interested to know more about what you think right now. Do you think that this is a great pullback, a great buy the dip zone, or do you think that this is just the beginning of something more scary?
So now we're back on the weekly chart, right? So look, from a TA perspective, from looking only at TA, this to me is a sign of something scary. So this is a very nasty candle. It's like when I was envisioning a rejection here at 48K, even I didn't think the weekly candle was going to be this bad. Like even I thought this could be a greenish shooting star. Even I thought we're going to close closer to 44,000, 45,000, then all the way down at 40, literally below 42K. This is usually the start of something terrible, but not too terrible. My ultimate pullback was only going to be down to 36. The weekly chart for me is still calling for 36. Now, the allocation chart is problematic. We are below 2 moving averages. They have not crossed over yet. However, this is a sign that there needs to be a lower allocation. Now, I have already lowered my allocation prematurely for fundamental reasons, but I'm actually going to lower this. Maybe not a crazy amount, but I would lower this to at least 75 or even 70% bullish here, because that was a very nasty candle. Okay, now I do this in my traditional brokerage account. We've been closed all weekend. This could have been done even earlier when the moving averages started going below. So to me, this has potential of something very bad. Look at the horrible, huge volume spike on this massive drop. That's a 4-day chart. Maybe we should go back to the weekly chart. If I pull up the volume on the weekly chart, there it is. This is the highest volume spike since like the FTX crash. I mean, we know why. The ETFs, of course, they're causing some havoc. But the ETFs to me was always going to be a sell the news event. So you got to be careful here. Now, the daily chart and the 4-hour chart are showing actually, no, I take that back. The daily chart looks bearish as well. I see nothing bullish in the daily chart. The daily chart had support at 44,000. That was cracked. Then it had support at the 50-period moving average in the middle of the channel at 42,500. And that was cracked. And it was cracked on a red star candle. To me, this is nothing but a dead cat bounce. Can a dead cat bounce lead to something substantial going up? Yes, but it now has to prove it to me. After last night's close, my default position is that we are going to break the bottom of this channel at 41,000, and we are likely going to reach an MRI buy on the daily scale, somewhere closer to the next moving average. This is the daily chart, so that's the 128. So I'm actually expecting a low closer to the 128-day moving average than I am to the 50 moving average, which has just been cracked. However, I'm not going to break my own moving average rules that I teach in my TA course. This moving average has not been cracked until you get a full candle with its entire, every single part of the candle is fully below the moving average. And if you zoom in, there was like, 3% of this candle is above the moving average. I don't take this very seriously, but it is one of my rules. Also, by the time today ends, the price of Bitcoin could be all the way at 34,000, in which case this red star becomes irrelevant. But right now, I would rather be in a short position over the next week or two than in a long position over the next week or two. And again, this is where I don't want to confuse people with the position trade that is supposed to last months. In a position trade that's supposed to last months, I'd rather be long. In a trade that's only going to last a week, I'd rather be short. So it does create a little bit of a dilemma here. It depends. And if you're a trader that trades a 15-minute chart, I'd rather be long. Ideally, in a perfect world, all candles, all different time frames completely match with each other and everything is bullish across the board. But that's not where we are today. The weekly is still calling for a 1 to 2 week pullback, but it doesn't have to. The MRI top says a 1 to 4 candle correction. But the correction in its like literally in the week of the MRI was so massive that even if we reverse, even if we're already reversed, the MRI was accurate. Now, I still think it has more downside, but I'm not going to place a large bet on that. That was like a long way of saying that I am not confident in the price of Bitcoin rising over the next 7 to 14 days at all. This daily chart to me seems like it really wants to go to this $36,000, $37,000 area where the top of this channel, which wasn't very long, is going to meet the 128-day moving average. The MRI support line is going to get involved. Hopefully, we drop quickly to just rip the Band-Aid and reverse on an MRI buy. But in order for that, tomorrow needs to be a big catastrophe. So if tomorrow, no matter what happens today, when the stock market opens tomorrow and we start trading below 41,000, I think people are going to panic a little bit and drive the price all the way down to 37, 38. All right, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to handle the screen share to Matt, and then we're going to talk about Bitcoin ETFs specifically.
All right. Tone, I love that, first of all. And I'm going to come at it from a different perspective, but probably end up in the same area. So let's go at it. As I go to screen share. I'm just turning float off now. Look, I don't know where to start with this because there's so much to talk about. First of all, you're a weekly 9 on the MRI. I won't whip a dead horse here. You've covered this perfectly. And I hate that this candle is wrong. That should be green from here going up to here. But that you nailed it on that. And I was watching it for a long time, watching it, waiting for that, waiting for 48, waiting for your week, the second consecutive weekly 9, not 9, the MRI top there. And it came in beautifully. Now we've come back, as you say, a dead cat bounce, opened this candle on the weekly time frame and came back and retested my 7 SMA. So this would be the ideal time to short, probably, if you were looking at it from this perspective on the weekly time frame. But mind you, we are in a 7-week topping period. So like if you zoom out to this weekly time frame, it's actually no big deal. We're still in this period here where we've been in for 7 weeks, up or down, but we're still in about the middle, the median price of about where we've been for 7 weeks. That's okay for me too. But this is how I would trade and how I, in fact, did trade this current price. This blue line here is a trade that I opened earlier today. Okay, why did I open this trade? We're on the 4-hour time frame right now. I'm just going to turn the MRI off for a second. This is textbook 101 alphanumerics for me on the 4-hour time frame. We have had 3 green diamonds on the on a 4-hour time frame inside the green wave on alphanumerics. Today, the Lucid SAR moved up. So we're at 40,420. So this is what I was talking about. The last show we did was the price was up here. And I said, I'm expecting one of two things. One, we break above 47,000, then it's onwards and upwards. Otherwise, we're looking for a buy off a green diamond back inside the green wave. And this option B happened, which is exactly as I said I was looking for. I
Hey
said
man, so
right here.
how common is it to get 3 green diamonds within, say, 10 candles?
There is no rule. The price will do whatever it does. The indicator will just tell you what it's done. All right. So for me, it's still this point. From my entry today, which is this blue line right here, this is the key point. To where my stop loss would be set or where my bias is no longer bullish is only 5%. We're only 5% away. So this is all good buying zone because my macro is still, I have no reason not to be fully bullish, fully locked and loaded in all of my trades because I'm still bullish. I'm still bullish in my, I could be wrong. I'm happy to admit I'm
just to be
wrong.
clear, that blue line is arbitrary. We literally put that in 10 minutes ago, right?
No, well, actually, that's where I put a trade in today. I put a real trade in today.
Oh, okay.
That's
So it happened to be exactly where the blue line is from our float trade.
we haven't, the price hasn't moved very much, but that's
Yeah.
I'm in a trade from this position. I'm still in all my trades from way lower, from all the way down from 17,200 in multiple different accounts. I'm still in all of my trades. When if we get down and we break this line here, they'll all be closed, except for like the long-term position spot trades. All the leverage trades will be closed at that point. And if I go back to the weekly time frame, we're not going to talk about it today, but I do have a bot that trades my system. We got 100% long. I sort of mentioned it before. I think it was about 28. I can bring it up, but I'll do it in another show. About 28,500. So this is where that long trade would close. It's been a terrific trade. Okay, so I'm happy. Every week this will trail the price, trail the price, trail the price. I hope it doesn't come down and break because I want to stay in this trade as long as possible. 10 years, I want to stay in this long, but it's not going to happen. At one point, we will come down and then I'll revert short. And then I'm looking for lower prices where I'll be short. And then the same thing, the Lucid SAR will be on the upside. And when it comes down, I'll go be long again. I'm not going to miss the run up to 1,000,000. I'm not going to miss the drop down to 7. I'll be on both sides of those trades. The only thing that we don't like is this, where we go through 7 months of sideways period. But any big run up, any big crash, I'll be on the right side of it. The bot's programmed to always be right. So where are we now? We are exactly as I said, 100% long, 100% bullish. There's no reason to think about anything else. We're buying back inside the green wave on the 4-hour time frame, but I have a defined stop loss, a point of no return for me, and it's only 5% away from current price. That's where I see the market right now.
All right, I'm gonna grab the screen share back. And so you were talking a lot about the 4-hour chart. Let's go to that 4-hour chart.
I'm happy to bring up the daily chart as well because on alphanumerics, because the daily chart on alphanumerics looks even more scary than it does on your moving averages. It looks scary, but
so what am I rooting for here? Am I rooting for a profitable trade, or am I rooting for a losing trade so I can get my dinosaur up the board here? This is not good.
This is the problem with all trading because I make these shows and I'm like, I start wanting the price to drop into exactly where my buy zone was, so I look good on Tone's YouTube channel. I got $6 million in this trade. Do I want my net worth to crash? No, but this is the problem, right?
And let's look at that 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart Whoa. What
Just
indicator is that?
turn float off for a second, mate. Turn float off.
Yeah, there we go.
Uh, and then just, yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
So the 4-hour chart. So I have my green diamonds set to reverse. If
Right.
they did not set to reverse, the green diamond would have been up here, actually. I think it was on the one
The, the,
candle
pre
before.
the previous one, the big one,
Let
the
me
big
check
bad
that.
one.
I dropped the reverse. Yeah, it was the big bad one. Okay. So, and then it happened again on the MRI, then it happened again here. And you were looking for a bounce right off the MRI support line. That happened, but now we've broken it. And to me, this candle late last night, I really thought this had a chance to reverse, but this candle kind of created a big problem for me on a 4-hour scale, on a daily scale. Like this was a very, very nasty candle. And a candle like this puts me into short trades. So here it is on the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, that red star candle makes me very bearish. Now, I would be entering the short trade in the beginning of that candle. So right now, this trade would be in the red, but in the red by a tiny bit. And I'm still not concerned about this trade because my stop loss is above the consolidated highs. So we're still nowhere the stop loss on the short trade. But on a 4-hour scale, I actually remain bearish right now. On a 1-hour scale, the 1-hour scale is a little bit more murky. The 1-hour scale did not make it to an MRI buy with this candle, waiting for the MRI to load. It still had, a few more hours of downside to go. This candle would have caught me by surprise. I would not have expected this massive rebound at 7 p.m. on a Sunday night. Okay, I find this hard to explain from a TA perspective. But everything still points for me. Everything still points to more downside. So I'm keeping an eye.
I don't find that candle hard to explain at all. Like getting that 1 hour green diamond is saying that we're oversold here. Like but we've only bounced back to the point of breakout. That's textbook. We're going lower, really. I'm sticking with my confidence because all of these 4-hour green diamonds inside the green wave, every single one of them is going to feel like the moon is crashing into the earth, and then it'll come out and you'll feel great about it. And the ones that don't, they go further down. Well, you had a defined stop loss, which was near to the price. That's the way I trade.
Right,
So I'm
and
okay
just
with it.
so, and it is hard for people to see these little dots,
It's up
but
higher. It's up higher. That one
it's
there.
up
Yep.
here. Yes.
Yeah.
There is a SAR up here, and it's gonna like just stay there going forward. So in another hour, you will see a second dot there. They're just
Yeah,
a little bit hard to see. Yeah.
mine won't. Mine are a bit more exponential. So it'll throughout the week it'll go higher again towards the end of the week.
Okay, so let's talk about these ETFs. What the hell is going on? So I started making a spreadsheet like this, and I was working on a spreadsheet over the weekend as well. Like, because I saw this graphic that somebody did. I no longer find this graphic very useful at this point. And I've been trying to find prospectuses on all of these ETFs. Also, Google formulas. You can see my Google formula right here. Using this ticker and using the name field. For some reason, Google Finance has not updated their system yet. This is why Yahoo Finance has always been better than Google Finance. And for some reason, I can't pull data out of Yahoo Finance through a Google Doc. I can do it through an Excel spreadsheet because an Excel is a Microsoft program. But when you have an Excel spreadsheet as a Google Doc, you can't use Yahoo formulas. I'm an Excel guy, man. I code in Excel, I code in VBA, and I wanted to pull this data out automatically. This is the only data point that's hard-coded. Obviously, the rest are formulas. You can see Google Finance, A4. I'm pulling in the ticker right here with the exchange. BATS is an exchange owned by CBOE, in case someone is confused. New York Stock Exchange has several variations. NYSE ARCA is the main one. It's still not pulling in the DeFi ticker either. That's why you see these NAs. What I find really annoying is the market cap formula only seems to work for GBTC ticker. The market cap formula doesn't work for anything else. Maybe it'll work today, but it wasn't working this weekend. It does not. You got to calculate your own market cap by multiplying the price of the ETF by the amount of shares outstanding. The amount of shares outstanding is constantly changing. I had no idea that Bitwise ETF was holding this much Bitcoin. I'm estimating how much Bitcoin it has. It looks like these ETFs have been increasing the amount of Bitcoin they have from Tuesday or Wednesday when the ETF started trading through Friday. This stuff is moving really fast in real time. I really want to get a handle on it. I want to know how much they the shares they have. This needs to be updated. I can throw this link in the video description so you guys can keep up with it. I don't know how long, how many like months in a row I'm going to keep up with it. I found links to the prospectuses of these. IBIT, for example, gives you a lot of information. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the live chat so you can guys go ahead and log into this. I don't really care. So you can click on this link. You can go to iShares. I have it opened, but I'm going to just close it for the hell of it. And I'm just going to click on the link. Now you can go to IBIT, and IBIT provides you very, very good information. But then you click on other ones, and they're totally useless. Like Franklin Templeton, I can't even find any prospectus, any information. GBTC gives you all the information you need. They're very, very transparent. BlackRock is very, very transparent. You go to this link, and you see everything. You see number of shares outstanding, which is a very important number. And more importantly, you see how much Bitcoin they're holding somewhere here. Number of Bitcoin. It's there somewhere. Right there, shares. Bitcoin, they're holding 11,439 Bitcoin. Okay. Very, very transparent for BlackRock. So hand clap for BlackRock. Now, when you look at others, it's not as clear. Even Valkyrie. Even Valkyrie is a little bit complicated. So VanEck, very transparent. You know exactly, that's why it's in green. We go to Valkyrie. And this is what I spent this weekend doing. Just looking for all of these links to these companies that show you the information. Valkyrie does not show you exactly how much Bitcoin you're holding. You have to back that out yourself. Oh, no, they do. I'm sorry, they do. Right here, Bitcoin. Shares of Bitcoin, 1,102 Bitcoin. They do show it. Sorry, apologize to Valkyrie and Leah. And that's how I got this number, 1,103. And what is it showing today? Yep, there it is. That's how I got the number. Yep, Valkyrie is being very transparent as well. So I should actually make this green. That was my bad. I did get the right number. In something like Wisdom Tree, it's very, very confusing. The DeFi ETF, very, very confusing. Even though I found the link, they're not giving you any information. And ARK Invest is also, I'm very confused on ARK Invest. I had a chat with someone from ARK Invest. Maybe we'll get them on the show or we'll get them on Spaces and they can help explain. I looked at their documents. I'm a little confused on how much Bitcoin they're holding, how many shares they have. But I'm very surprised by Bitwise. Bitwise created a lot of shares. And there's also confusion with, and I'm also running into confusion with Fidelity. The Fidelity is priced at $38, $39. That's how much the ETF is trading for. You can see it on Yahoo Finance. And it's even working here as well. I'm getting the right number. But when I go to their Fidelity FBTC, I see a price of $19.48. And they are showing me how much Bitcoin they're holding, number of Bitcoins. But I don't know if it's the right thing because that's not the price that the ETF is trading under. So something is mismatched here. Either this is a different product by Fidelity, or Fidelity is wrong and showing the wrong price here, because they have multiple tradable products, but only one of them is that ETF. So I still have lots of confusion with Fidelity. I don't have a connection to Fidelity to reach these portfolio managers. Like they're on their website. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but I wanted to put a spreadsheet together so I can see which one is best. I put the fee in here, and I'm trying to do it all with Google formulas. You can put a Google formula in for number of shares as well. It works for GBTC, Google Finance. You put the ticker, and then you put the word shares right here, if you know how to use Excel formulas. But I have to have this number hard-coded, because when I use the formula, Google Finance is not pulling it. They're not pulling me the number of shares. And the number of shares traded is very important. Now, traded value is the volume that an asset traded multiplied by the price of that asset. And that's how much wealth got moved. Obviously, GBTC is going to be the king here for a little while, but I think BlackRock is going to take it over. I can't wait for the BlackRock numbers to actually sync with Google Finance. It's really weird that they don't. The most liquid of the ETFs is not in Google Finance suite, which is insane. I hope I'm not boring people with this.
Tom, were you surprised? Were you surprised, mate, how quickly the ETF started trading after their announcement? I was taken a bit of, yeah, me too. Yeah.
I really, really was. I didn't think these things were going to start trading for weeks. I couldn't believe that they started trading the next morning. It was, and then I had all these debates whether these companies, and you can already see, right? BlackRock, 11,000 Bitcoin. Bitwise, 5,500 Bitcoin. These three companies over 1,000. I'm still confused on ARK. They may have over 1,000, or they only have 225. And the other question is, are they acquiring this Bitcoin? Did they acquire this Bitcoin last week, or did they acquire it over the last 3 months? I'm of the belief that they acquired it over the last 3 months. I find it very hard to believe that this happened. I just find it very hard to believe that this happened last week and the price is dropping so much.
Well, tell the layman's in the group, and I put my hand up that I'm one of them. If they can't sell this Bitcoin now, right? Would you say that that's a correct statement? That this ETF, in these ETFs, these thousands of Bitcoins that are locked, are they locked here, or they can release them? Does that put in a floor price for Bitcoin that we didn't see before, or do you think that these can be sold? I still don't understand.
No, this can be sold. Remember, if one of these ETFs, right, has completely no volume whatsoever and no one wants to trade the Wisdom Tree ETF, the ETF is gonna, early now or even later this year, the ETF could be dismantled and all of this Bitcoin is going to get sold in the market because the ETF doesn't exist anymore, and they're going to convert people's accounts into cash, or the broker is going to offer the person to convert it to another ETF. So it's based on the number of shares outstanding, right? Like if they need to issue more shares, they will buy more Bitcoin. But if they need to lower the number of shares because the ETF is just not popular or everyone is selling it, they have to lower the number of shares. They will sell this Bitcoin back in the open market.
Do you think that they have a long-term plan for all these ETFs? Like, I'm not expecting all these ETFs to last very, indefinitely, obviously. But I mean, what kind of time frame in their planning do you think these ETFs have to succeed before they get culled?
By end of year. By end of year, we'll know. I mean, I think most of these will survive. I think the ones that are going to be in the most trouble is probably Franklin Templeton, especially if they're not providing any details whatsoever. A lot of it has to do with transparency. Like, I'm totally confused what's going on. Like, I can't even find a link to this. They give you no information. If a person can't do their research, like as time progresses, people depend more and more on their own research than the research of financial advisors. We're a different generation. We're the Googling generation, right? We're the generation that thinks we know everything by Googling better than your doctor, which in some cases actually turns out to be true. And so I think Franklin Templeton's in trouble. And I think that Wisdom Tree is going to be in trouble. And we'll see how Valkyrie does. I think Valkyrie will be okay. But I also think a company like Valkyrie is a potential buyout target by these other companies. I mean, I can see Fidelity putting an offer to buy Valkyrie. Valkyrie's been doing very well. Leah's been doing a great job. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if Fidelity comes in with an offer to just buy Valkyrie out.
Yeah, I hear you, mate. Valkyrie's no BlackRock, that's for sure. But I'm all for Lear, obviously, as well. All right, mate. Look, this is bloody brilliant. I tell you what, and we'll update this, or you'll update this as we go. It'd be very interesting to see. Do you
Oh,
think that this?
I think this DeFi thing will die. The fee is way too high. I can't find any information. This thing has existed before, and it's called DeFi.
Yeah,
I have
unfortunate name, man. That's an
very
unfortunate name
low,
for.
very low expectations for this thing. I don't even know what company it is because again, we're not pulling the ticker out. We're not pulling the name out.
Do you think that the ETFs have another hard week ahead of them?
So, well, the ETFs will just follow the price of Bitcoin, right? So the question is,
yeah. So
does
is that
Bitcoin have a hard week
they
ahead
did?
of it? And we
Do
just
they
discussed
just
that.
do they just follow the price of Bitcoin, or can they drive the market? We talked about this last week, and you said that they'll just follow the price of Bitcoin. Is it you reckon that's true?
They're gonna follow the price of Bitcoin. Now, at first, right, people saw how little Bitcoin these ETFs had, and it created a little bit of a panic. I think when we come back on Monday, and people are gonna see that, like, according to this math here, BlackRock has way more, based on my math, BlackRock has way too much Bitcoin compared to the market cap of their ETF. So I don't know what's happening here. They may be selling 5,000 Bitcoin. I don't know. But the market cap of the Bitcoin that they have is significantly higher than the market cap of their ETF. Maybe they're not displaying the proper number of shares. Maybe they haven't created enough shares yet. But the number of shares needs to be like 3 times higher here in order for the market caps to match. The market cap of their Bitcoin needs to match the market cap of their product. And again, this is why there's still so much confusion going on. And when there is confusion, the default position is people either sell an asset that's in confusion, or they don't buy more asset that's in confusion. And in order for an asset to drop in value, it doesn't need crazy sellers. It doesn't need short sellers. It doesn't need sellers. In order for an asset to drop in value, any asset, it just needs the disappearance of buyers. The disappearance of buyers creates selling pressure. And right now, there is still so much confusion. It would be nice if a company like Google that tries to be the leader would actually get their formulas to work so we can see what's going on.
Awesome, mate. Do you have any hot questions that have come through in the last week that you wanted to address?
Moderators, any questions in our Telegram questions chat? There were a couple of questions from last time that I don't think I got to. Let me read those over here. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF IBIT pulled in 111 million of new money, but the data is delayed. Right. So yeah, so right there, the market cap. So we'll see. I'm really curious. End of day Tuesday, end of day tomorrow. It sucks that today's a market holiday in the US, so we don't get to see how this trades today. We have to wait another 24 hours to see what's going on. We do have some questions. When will T-Vol be available? Is it included for us MRI owners or extra? I would love to release it all free. We will release it later this year, probably when the Financial Summit has its own TradingView account, and then the Financial Summit will start releasing some of these indicators that I have built a while ago. I want to release them for free. I'll just give them to the Financial Summit brand, and people over there can double check the Pine code, and we will release a whole suite of indicators under the Financial Summit that are free to use. I don't want to charge for T-Vol. It'll be available for free. When is it going to be available? Hopefully later this year. CME was the top of the 2018. Yes. So when the ETFs came out, when the CME futures came out back in 2018, it happened at the very top of the market. I think that was more of a coincidence. I don't believe that the CME future crashed the price of Bitcoin. It was just, to me, it was more of a coincidence that the CME futures launched back here. This was the end of the bull market. Remember, the CME futures launched like 9 months after the halving. The ETFs are launching 4 months before the halving. Bitcoin has its own cycle in relation to the financial services. Now, I don't believe that this is the ultimate top like the CME. I mean, yes, we're pulling back, and yes, the price got very, very hyped up, and the price probably got hyped up in 2017 in anticipation of the CME futures, and the CME futures was a sell the news event. But it happened at the end of a Bitcoin bull cycle. So the sell the news event turned into a bear market. I don't expect this to turn into a bear market. I'm still expecting a bull market in 2024, but this is a similar sell the news event like the CMEs were in 2018. Okay, so on that note, I'll hand it back to Matt. I don't know if you want to say anything, you want to do some screen share. Your show, mate.
Yeah, mate. Look, I think it's been a fantastic show. We'll be with you every single week this week, Monday through Friday, which is great. No problem. I don't mind that it's 12:30 in the night for me. That's totally fine. We've got some great links down in the description here. Please check out Tonevase's website. Check out Alpha Numerics' website. Please check our affiliate links for the exchanges that we use. 2Bit. It's a fantastic exchange, and we're going to be doing a lot more copy trading and different things on 2Bit in the future. We'll be having live parties. It's going to be really great. So we've got bot services that are coming in the future as well. So I just can't wait to bring all this stuff to you.
Live. Maybe I'll host another one of these live trading competitions, like we do it in person at the Financial Summit. Maybe we'll do it live. And guys, please subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. We have 175 people watching us live right now, and we'll try to bring you more shows. This Financial Summit YouTube network will try to launch additional shows. We've been brainstorming some cool ideas for the shows. We're going to bring you other traders. So please like, please subscribe, please share. We're trying to spread the word. There's going to be a lot of free education, especially if you want the indicators, the CMF, the tone CMF, the tone volume. I've been meaning to create a tone SAR indicator like the Lucid SAR. I have amazing ideas. We need to put that together. So please join us.
Oh, guys, this is going to be the best channel. We're going to have our show that we're going to do 5 nights a week. We're going to have a show that's going to bring on some of the best traders in the world called Trader Talks, and that's coming very soon. We've already got a heap of great guests, our friends that are coming on the show. We're going to do live streaming of trading competitions with a heap of great people. It's going to be the best channel, man. So tell your friends. It's really something's coming. All right, Tone. I'd like to end the show right now, and I'll tell you why.
Before we end, someone asked a really good question. Can we validate the number of Bitcoin these ETFs are holding, actually holding? Do we know they're actually holding them? All of these are regulated. Most of them are holding them with third-party custodians. Coinbase is a big custodian, and Coinbase custody doesn't tell you which Bitcoin belongs to which of their companies that they work with. The only one that may show their public key is Fidelity. Fidelity does self-custody. The other ones use custodians. And I doubt very highly, I doubt it, that these prospectus links that I have in that Google spreadsheet will show you the public key with that Bitcoin. It also creates a bit of a honeypot. Yes, on the one hand, they should show the public key. On the other hand, if they show the public key with tens of thousands of Bitcoin, someone's going to try to hack that private key out of it. There's things like multi-sig. So it depends. Like, do you want to show your public key to 1,000 Bitcoin that you have? And you're going to say no. And these companies are the same exact way. Hopefully the regulators do their job and they know what the public key is. Other than that, oh, the trade. Wait, we got to check out the trade. How do we do?
Yeah, finish your thought. I'll just bring this up while we're chatting.
I'm going to keep talking until the price falls then.
Wow, that's cool. Shit. Goodbye, everybody. No, keep going, man.
No, that's it. That's it. I think everyone got the point.
I win.
All right, Matt wins because he put higher leverage. Man, we are wow. So we both got the trade right. The trade for the last
I can't hear you for a second. We're going over the board.
Okay, we're going to the board.
Amen. Oh, sorry. All right, here we go. Tone, you go down once. Matt goes up once. I can't hear you yet, mate. 1 second. Oh, this is a heated competition, Tone. I tell you what, it's a heated competition.
I know we've done 4 shows and we're 2 and 2. So we both got the trade right. The market over the last 45 minutes since we've been in the trade went up. We were both long, but Matt was more degenerate with 21x leverage. I was more reserved with 15x leverage, and therefore Matt wins today's trading competition.
Yeah, Tone will come out with 100x leverage tomorrow in his position just to spite me. Look, thank you again, everybody, for joining. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Share it with your friends. We're trying to build something here that we think is going to be really special, and we hope that it adds value. Please comment in the comment section if you want us to review tomorrow special charts. I'll check all the comments below, and I'll give you a thumbs up if I like it, and tell you to go yourself if I don't like it. But I can't wait to bring you these shows. It's been fantastic. Thanks, guys.